We made it to 1 year shows. Happy anniversary to us.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Scott.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, it's unfortunate that your bus broke down and you had to make the walk of shame.
I think you have the wrong understanding of the walk of shame.
Well, maybe, but you still had to walk.
Hey, I could have used new flying taxis, but they won't be available till 2022.
I look forward to 2022. Honest Abe gives us our genuine positivity message on this show.
Hey, and what does the future hold for our shows?
I don't know. We're going through a lot of changes right now, but we'll figure that out. And I look forward to having another great year. Welcome to What Happened in the World Today. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show.
And we're going to talk about what we have noticed is going on in the world today. 1 year from when we started.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
How the heck do we know that song? That's so bad.
I know. It's from the Flintstones.
Is it? Is that where it's from?
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, we made it 1 year. And we'll talk about it later in the show, but I have to possibly step out for a little bit. So maybe Scott will do the show by himself. Maybe we'll be able to get me on the phone and tag it in, but we'll see what's going to happen. So we'll talk about that later in the show.
Yes, we will.
But
it's still a year. That's pretty freaking cool.
Pretty good. 3 shows a week for a year. So that's
a pretty cool guess.
And how does that come to 159 shows? That's got to be like more than a year.
Well, yeah, because 3 times 52,
right,
is 156.
Yeah. So we were I don't know. Maybe we get the wrong date. It's all good. But we made it a year.
September 17th was our first show, and that was yesterday. This year.
Maybe I missed a numbering somewhere.
Anything's possible.
It's all good. It's just a way to mark where we're at. But yes. A lot of changes, a lot of things have improved. I'm the high-tech background. Scott is the low-tech background there. So that worked.
And of course, you know what happened over the weekend, right?
Last weekend?
Yes.
You went low-tech. So remember when my car broke down and I had to walk?
Yes. I had to do that because I had a bus breakdown. Well, technically, that's not why I had to walk. I had to take the bus to a place to get it worked on. It had not started beforehand. And because it took me so long to get the bus started, I lost my ride to get back from the shop to where my truck was. So I had to walk basically a mile to get back to my pickup truck.
Yep, about what I did when my car broke. My transmission broke.
Yes. The difference is it was only 60 degrees for me. And when you did it, it was what, 100? 110,
yeah, but whatever. It's dry heat. I did notice that your voice is off. Is your voice off from your video when you're watching it? I've noticed that all the last 3 shows. I'm just now saying something because I thought it would correct. I don't know if it's because you upgraded and I didn't.
Oh, I don't know. I don't hear me. I hear you, not me.
Oh, you don't hear you?
No.
So when you're talking, is your lips moving in sync with what you're talking?
Oh, okay. I'm supposed to talk, yeah. I hear myself talk here, but my voice is normal. I don't hear.
Yes, but when you're doing that, is the video accurate? You can see yourself.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it looks like it's on the money.
Okay, then it should, when it downloads, match up. Okay. Hopefully. If not, for those of you in the podcast, be going, what the heck are they talking about?
Yes.
Those of you on YouTube, deal with it.
That's right.
So what happened with your bus?
Well, I have had this really weird ABS light issue, and the state inspector guy called me on it. I said, the system works. We know it works. It's a faulty error, and we can't figure out why it keeps doing it. It says that my trailer brakes are malfunctioning. It's a bus. Doesn't have trailer brakes.
Right. So, yeah.
So I took it into a guy that works on semi trucks, and he works with ABS stuff all the time.
Okay.
So he's just been really swamped, and he promised to get me in this weekend as long as I dropped it off at night. Then it was there, and he could work on it as soon as he got a break.
All right. But you needed the bus.
Got to have the bus. Even though the season's almost over for this bus, I only need it for one more month. But don't get me wrong. The inspectors have a job to do, and the guy's actually really nice. He's decent about it. But he says, this is a problem. I'm going to let you drive the bus because –
Well, the brakes still work. It just means the ABS isn't working. That doesn't
correct.
mean –
He says it needs to be fixed. If I see you on the road and it's not fixed when I check it out, I'm going to write you a ticket. Now, I don't know if regular people realize this, but when trucks and buses get pulled over and they're getting a ticket, it's not $50.
And they can put you out of service. And they can put you out of service too.
Yes, it's a lot of money. And I'm going to a Brewers game. I need this thing not to be screwed up if he sees me in Milwaukee.
ABS system, the warning light, ABS system. You are braking heavily, the brake pedal pulsates. Driving with the ABS light is not a good idea because it means your ABS is not working properly. It means your vehicle not handling like it's designed under heavy braking.
Correct.
But your brakes still work.
Yes.
They just work as normal. It just means the ABS part isn't working.
And in all actuality, here's the part that's funny. It is not required by law to have ABS. There are vehicles on the road today, still manufactured today, that do not have ABS.
But there's something in the commercial driver's license on the brakes on ABS. I just don't remember what it is and what year.
If your vehicle has ABS on it, you cannot disable it.
That's what it is.
Function. Period.
Yeah. So that's
if your
what you
truck
have.
never had ABS on it, you do not need to have it on it. It's not required. But if it's on it, it must work.
Yeah. So it is working. It's just that the light's screwed up.
Correct. So, and you can't just disable a light because that's what a different mechanic tried to do for me, and I didn't catch it, but the inspector did.
Yeah.
He goes, when you turn the key on, the light must come on first.
Yeah, the light comes on, then it goes off.
Correct.
It's not coming on?
He says, it's been disabled. I says, how the hell do you disable it? He says, your mechanic knows how, obviously. I'm like, okay, because I don't.
Yeah. Crazy.
And as you guys have been watching the show or listening to the show for any length of time know, I am not mechanically inclined. So there's no way I would have known how to disable that light.
Yeah, no, definitely. But a mechanic probably did for you because he couldn't fix it, so he just turned it off.
Correct.
Yeah, that's nice of him. So what happened with the battery then? Well, you had a battery issue too.
Okay. We had a solenoid go out about 2 months ago, and it happened in the middle of a run. So the customers wanted the radio working. All the other stuff was nominal. It was like the windshield wipers, but it's clear day, so we didn't need windshield wipers. The heater blower motors were on the same solenoid switch. Summer didn't need the heater blower motors. The only thing I needed was the radio, and so we bypassed the key. The solenoid. The solenoid is the key solenoid. You turn the key, the solenoid activates all the other stuff, right? We bypassed the radio and put it on constant power.
Right,
Somehow,
so it doesn't shut off.
When the bus got parked, the radio was left on.
It drained the battery.
Drain the battery because it sat for a week and a half. That's enough to drain a battery.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 batteries that are this big. They're huge. They're twice the size of a car battery, so it's like having 4 car batteries in this bus.
Yeah, you can still drain them down, though.
Yes.
So
it took about 3 hours to charge the battery up enough to get it started, and I still had to use my pickup truck on high idle with my supercharged snow plowing alternator to put enough power into this thing to start it.
Well, that's a good way to ruin a battery, too. People don't realize this. There's a thing called a deep cycle battery, which is meant to be completely drained, and you can recharge it. But if you completely drain a regular battery, that can ruin it.
Yes.
The plates can collapse and then cause shorts inside of them.
Yeah. So, a couple little things did still light up, but everything was dim.
So you had to walk.
Yes. So I had to walk back from the fleet services to the place where I had the truck parked. So, which is about a mile.
So you could have used those new autonomous cars we were talking about that fly.
Ooh, are you talking about the new ones that they're going to turn into taxis?
Yeah. Well, we talked about that when we talked about Blackfly. I said this will be the autonomous cars that of the future because people will give up control of the vehicle, for flying because, I can't see the FCC or the NTSB allowing people just to fly around and smash into each other and then crash on the ground and crash into other people.
That's the problem. If it was just you, they probably wouldn't give a flying rat's, you know what. But
you can crash in the end and fall into stuff. So the UK-based startup, Vertical Aerospace, is going to launch an air taxi service in 2022.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you folks are paying a whole lot of attention. It's not very long from now.
4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
The Vertical Aerospace British startup has built and flown a fully electrical eVTOL craft.
Right.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a drone, right? But it's a pilotless car. Weighs 750 pounds. No, 750 kilograms, which is, you double it, right? To go to pounds?
1,600.
1,600 pounds. Almost. Yeah. Yeah? No, I don't know. It's close.
It's a little bit more than double, right?
Yeah. I don't remember the exact, metric to English conversions, not exact. Metric, you just move the decimal place. But, yeah, they in Gloucestershire, they flew it across the airport. So it's actually flying, just like Blackfly's flying. But this is autonomous. This is set up as autonomous. They plan to have pilots behind the wheel when they start. Behind the wheel, behind the controls. I don't know. We have that here in Vegas. We have lift vehicles called Aptiv, APTIV, and you see them. They are. You can look them up. They're all Audis. I think they're all Audis. Yeah, and it says Aptiv on the side, but they drive smart cars, smart cities. So let's see what cities they're in. I know they're in Vegas, but I don't know what. It doesn't say. So I don't know. Maybe I should go apply at them, see if they'll give me a job.
There you go.
I need one. Boston, Juarez, Mexico, Krakow, Poland. You don't have any here in Vegas? Really?
Okay. How well do you remember the movie The Fifth Element?
The Fifth Element.
Bruce Willis is the taxi
I love that
driver.
movie. Yeah. Johnny Cab.
That's what this is. It's The Fifth Element. Bruce Willis flying a taxi.
Johnny Cab. So they don't have any. Aptiv doesn't have any jobs here in Vegas, and yet they're here. I'm looking at their webpage. So
Johnny Cab was Total Recall.
Oh, Johnny Cab was Total Recall. Krakow, Malibu, Pittsburgh, Shanghai, Silicon Valley, Shizhou Technical Center, and I don't even know where Wuppertal is. But I don't. Yeah, I checked careers, and they don't have any careers here in Vegas.
Dang it. Because you could have got me a free ride.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, it's something that I think. Okay.
What? What do you?
As you know, I'm not a huge fan of Uber because I know personally 5 Uber drivers that do not have commercial insurance because they can't afford it.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing, right? And a lot of them don't have business licenses.
Correct. So, and of course, they're stealing work from me, who is actually paying all the proper fees.
And here's the deal. When Uber started, it was supposed to be a ride share.
Correct.
You're going that direction. You're going to work.
Right.
And you're going to carpool. So from that standpoint, it's a savings on emissions. It's a savings on traffic. It's all that, right? So that makes sense. But now we got these cars driving around everywhere trying to find people.
Yes.
So they're actually driving more. So we put more cars. So it totally did the opposite of what it was supposed to do.
Basically an illegal taxi service.
Yeah. And yet they're making it legal because they don't have to do the same paperwork. They don't have to do the same DOT.
Correct.
Yeah, it's okay. So we both agree that neither of us appreciate the the business model because it's not representative of what it's supposed to be. It's moved into a different space and then not following the different spaces rules.
Correct.
So you can say it's disruptive, but I could be disruptive if I don't have to follow the same rules. So let's open a bank. We'll call it Steve & Scott Bank. You send us your money, and we'll do
we
it
never
we
give it
want.
back.
Right.
I
We don't
like
have to
that
follow
idea.
any rules. We don't have to insure. We don't have to follow any rules. But we're going to call ourselves a bank.
Okay.
We're banker.
Yes.
Instead of Uber, we're banker.
FDIC won't care, right?
Instead of Lyft, we're going to lift the money out of your pocket. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no. Instead of Lyft, we'll be pickpockets.
Ooh, pickpocket. Yeah, that's what it'll be.
Pickpocket bank.
Pickpocket. No, just pickpocket. I like just pickpocket.
Okay.
Just pickpocket. So everybody.
No. The first, third pickpocket bank.
First, third.
Yeah.
Is
Is
it
it weird
fifth,
bank? Yeah, or whatever it is. They got these weird names.
I just like pickpocket. Pickpocket's the name.
Okay.
That's our technology. Our technology is pickpocket. You send us money and we keep it.
Okay. I like it.
Open up your account now. Why not?
Yeah. Because see, here's the thing, folks. Neither Steve or I steal from people. However, if we create this and you actually are willing to give us the money, it's a donation. We'll take it.
I'll take it. We need donations, right? Because again, I've got to figure out how to set up. I've read more on Patreon.
Yes.
And there are cool things we can do. If we set up the Patreon page, people pay like $1 a month or $2 a month or $5 a month or whatever to help support us what we want to grow. And then we can give them stuff. We can mention them on the show. We can give them credits. We can have them as a guest on the show for anybody who pays X amount. They can pick show subjects for X amount. So there is cool stuff we could do, but you have to have listeners or viewers to do that. So we got to open up a Patreon page, but we'll do that. So I don't know. Let's do our genuine positivity message and let's talk about the future of our show.
Okay. What a great idea. Ooh,
so,
hey, Abraham Lincoln.
Honest Abe,
like
you just talked about us not stealing.
Yes, I do like his quote.
So we're honest Steve & Scott, and honest Abe is going to give us a quote.
You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today.
Yep. It's going to happen. Might as well. You know, everybody goes, well, how come you're so positive all the time? I go, what happened, happened. It's frustrating. Right. I get it. Right now, I am going through one of the I don't know if it's the most frustrating part of my life, but yeah, rules have changed on how things work, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Yes. It's my entertainment company went from doing $250,000 a year to $45K because technology changed after the crash, and people were doing things cheap by downloading their own music off the internet.
Yeah.
Where I paid $100,000 for
you paid for your music. You did it legally.
Yep.
But yeah, so our genuine positivity message by Honest Abe was you cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. So just deal with it and move on. I mean, life's tough. I mean, it's thrown both Scott and I for loops, and we're still surviving. We have to adjust and change what we're doing, and it does take more time to do certain things.
It does.
And that's what's going to affect the future of our show.
And which is why we have the show, because this is what technology allows now. We could have done this 5 years ago.
Yeah, no, remember, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm in Wisconsin, which is north of Chicago, west of Milwaukee.
Chicago? Where's Chicago?
Chicago, Illinois. Yeah.
Bang, bang. I heard of that place.
Bang Bang, the gangsters, Al Capone, or Michael Jordan. I don't know if there's any other. The Windy City. So, everybody goes, oh, Chicago, yeah, it was really windy. Yeah, all cities are windy because you have the wind tunnels of the buildings. The Windy City was named the Windy City after the Democratic Convention when they said, with all those politicians there, all the hot wind.
That's right.
So that's what it's for. So that's a misconception. And the other thing is second city. Chicago calls themselves a second city. A lot of people think it's because they are second to New York. That is not why they call themselves a second city. No. They call themselves a second city because we burned Chicago down during the Great Chicago Fire. 2 buildings remained.
All right,
The water
folks,
tower and the
Steve
fire
and I
station.
did not burn Chicago down. Sorry, we did not.
I've been there and I've partied some nights where I felt like I burned Chicago.
Yes, you did.
I was out on Rush Street and I had some good times. And
Yeah, we won't talk about Rush Street.
Rush Street was awesome. Rush Street was great. Rush Street was where Harry Carey made my day.
Yeah.
So I worked for Kraft Food Service.
Wait. Harry Carey made your day? I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger made your day.
No, he'll be back.
Oh, no.
I'll be
Was
back.
it Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood
Go
made
ahead,
my
make
day.
my day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Harry Carey, I worked for Kraft Food Service.
I remember that.
And I went to Harry Carey's restaurant, and he used to hang out at his restaurant. I mean, the reason people loved Harry Carey is because he spent time in the public.
Yes.
When he wasn't announcing, he was out and about town, saying hi to people. He knew people. And he was always very friendly, and he's like, hey, there's my Kraft guy. My was Harry Carey impersonation. Hey, there's my Kraft guy. Hey, come here, Steve. Come here, Kraft guy. And he only knew my name because he read it on the shirt. But he goes, I want you to meet Studs Turkle. Studs, this is my good Kraft driver, Steve, and he takes care of me here and takes care of. That's why we have such good food here at Harry Carey. It was awesome. So I'm talking to him, and we're having a good time, right? And so I leave there, and I'm delivering down the street on Rush Street. Well, Harry Carey would walk. He wouldn't take a cab. He would walk from his restaurant all the way to his he stayed at the Ambassador East, which was a hotel, but he had a room there, and that's where he lived.
Yes.
So he's walking down Rush Street, and he's saying hi to everybody. Hey, you guys, how you doing? Hey, hey, look, there's my guy. There's my guy. That was his thing, right? Everybody was his guy. I pull up. He's walking. He's like, hey, there's my Kraft guy. Everybody, come over here and meet my Kraft guy. He's introducing me to all the people that are hanging out with him like I'm somebody. That was so cool. But
you were somebody.
But that's what he did for everybody.
Yes.
He made you feel important. And that was very cool. That was very, very, very cool. So I forgot what brought us out on this loop of making people feel good or whatever. Do you remember how this rant?
No, because it was such an interesting story. I got wrapped up in it.
Yeah, I got wrapped up in it too. Yeah. So whatever. But the future of this show and what we're doing and technology has changed and what we get to do. I am going back to driving.
And not limousines anymore. This is
that was a good. I've got an opportunity to go get my CDL back and all of my endorsements. So I don't know what the future of this show is going to hold because I don't know. I'm going to be over the road for a while before I get a local route. And when I say for a while, at least six weeks or so. So I don't know if what we're going to try doing it from the road where I'll be in the smaller screen. I'll have a live background behind me wherever I'm at. And Scott will do the recording and the editing. So if you listen to a show before, Scott goes, I'm not as good at editing as Steve is. Well, we'll find out how good Scott is, and plus whether he can and get the podcast and keep the podcast going. So
right.
So the future of our show is up for grabs.
And just as an FYI for our viewers and listeners, we are, for the first time in a long time, having the busiest September in the history of our company.
Yeah, so good for you. I'm ecstatic for you.
So there may be a gap. I'm going to do my best not to have a gap.
Even if they're shorter shows. Even if they're shorter shows. Even if Scott has to go live or I have to go live, and we put up a live show, just one of us.
Right.
We will try and do that for you guys as to what's going on, and I will try and bring you episodes from the road,
which actually has a lot of potential.
So, where am I at today? We'll go.
Look, folks, I'm in Nova Scotia. People are like, where the hell's Nova Scotia?
I don't think I can drive there, but okay. But yeah, and we'll do phrase origin stories like lot lizard. You'll learn what a lot lizard is.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe get some footage of some lot lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully that'd be fun.
And people are like, what the hell's a lot lizard?
Well, you'll have to see if we do this, and at that point we'll have the phrase origin story for that.
That's right.
So we don't know. Bear with us while I'm figuring out my life, what I want to do when I grow up. In the meantime, if anybody needs an operations manager, especially in the Las Vegas area, let me know. I do a really good job. I mean, I will get you organized, get systems in place. You won't have to work if you're an owner.
Trust me, I'd hire him if I had money.
Well, here's the deal. I might come back and we might figure out how to get your transportation company doing better there. Maybe grab some, pay more and get the insurance for Illinois, or I might move you out here and we might do tours. Just do a tour company. Come out to Vegas. We take care of it all the time.
Trust me, I'm. A lot of people don't realize this, but I've been an entertainer most of my life, and when my entertainment company lost all that money after the economy crashed and the new technology and stuff, I have not been my normal fun self until Steve said, "Hey, let's do this show."
Fun guy. Back to being a fun guy.
First thing people said, like 2 weeks after we started doing these shows, people going, "Hey, you're smiling again. I'm an entertainer. It's what I am."
Yeah. We just need to figure out how to monetize it. So if anybody wants to help us, if you know how to set up Patreon and make it work, or any of these other things, or market our channel so we can do things, bring it on. We don't have cash to pay you, but we have percentages to give you.
Yes.
So,
and of course, if we do get up there and we start making money, things change. It's the whole point
of it. So the future of the show is up for grabs right now. This is show 159 on Tuesday. So we'll see. Hopefully Thursday something will come up and you guys will enjoy it and continue to support us. So we want to say thank you very much, but I have to do what I have to do. And things change. But
you got to do what you got to do.
But we're gonna do all this stuff, and I'm gonna get my life back together ASAP, as soon as possible. ASAP.
Hey, where did that come from?
I don't know, and they say that it's an oddity for acronyms, and I don't know why. Because
it could also an initialism.
Because it can be pronounced ASAP. I mean, I guess most acronyms are, you say the letters, right? Like IBM. You don't say IBM, right?
Right.
You don't say IBM. You don't say
I do.
but LOL. You don't say
LOL. We do on the game all the time. LOL. Really? They say LOL all the time.
Yeah, I can't think of what other acronyms are, but yeah, I guess you don't pronounce acronyms. You say the letters.
Normally.
There are other ones?
Sure.
What
I just did LOL.
Yeah. Okay, but is that really widely accepted?
In the gaming community, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Dinky, DNKY? No. I'm looking through like some popular ones. I don't really see a lot you pronounce.
No, there isn't. It's like I said.
But that's why it is an anomaly. Okay, so I was right.
Yeah.
You were making me feel bad that I was like wrong.
Steve, don't feel bad. We love you.
All right. But and also it's an example of XY as a simile.
Correct.
So X as Y. Right. So you're comparing something as soon as possible.
Yes.
As big as a horse. I don't know. Is that I don't even know if that's a simile. But what are other similes? Do we know any other similes?
Isn't simile just smile spelled wrong?
Well, okay, so yeah. So a lot of people spell similes wrong. It's spelled SIMILES, and a lot of people spell it SIMILIES.
Yes.
Right, which I wouldn't even know. I mean, for when it comes to spelling, forget it. But two P in a pod, as American, as apple pie. Boring as a wet weekend. Okay. Boring as watching paint dry.
Okay.
Cool as a cucumber. Okay, so are cucumbers cool? Keep in the refrigerator, I guess they are.
Well, actually, this is something you may not know, but I used to never eat cucumbers. Whenever we went out to eat and we had a salad and cucumbers, my wife didn't even ask. She just grabbed them right out of my salad because she knew I wasn't going to eat them.
Yep.
And ever since, here's another thing. We started our show. I started doing my cooking show. I started trying things because my mantra is, if you're going to cook something, you have to try it.
Well, you have to taste it as you're going to see if it.
Yes. Steve is talking me into trying a handful of things, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that some of the food that he eats is not disgusting.
Does it look like I eat disgusting food?
Yes.
No.
So, but it turns out we went to a restaurant. I'm not paying any attention. We've got other people there. We're all talking. I stuck my fork in there, put the thing in my mouth, and it turned out they have a big cucumber slice in there. And I just started chewing on it. And I go, hey, this tastes pretty good. When I was younger, they tasted like crap to me.
Yeah.
Same with cauliflower. Remember, I told you, cauliflower to me has always tasted like dirt. Always. Yep. I don't care who made it. I went to restaurants where your dinner was $30 for a dinner, and cauliflower still tasted like freaking dirt.
Beets taste like dirt, but we're rapidly over time here. So I know it's just,
I don't want it to end.
Well, it's not going to end. It's going to continue in something. But our phrase origin story, as soon as possible, like many acronyms, it's a military origin. So the first time they could find it is from the Korean War in 1954. And let me see if I can find the guy's name. Captain Annis G. Thompson is the one that recounts it. Emergency drops require no paperwork, right?
Yeah,
so in the military, there's paperwork for everything. I fill out the form, fill out the requisition. But if it's an emergency, you could just call up and say it's emergency. So they needed the emergency drop, being an emergency, as soon as possible.
Correct.
So ASAP. We need this drop ASAP. So there it is.
Yep.
So it's from the military, from the Korean War, and that is where as soon as possible comes from. So with that, I want to say thank you for watching. I hope this is not our last long show. I hope we continue to do long shows. But like I said, with me being in Phoenix, it's gonna be hard to do a show.
What? Where are you gonna be?
Phoenix.
Hey, Honix.
Okay, I'm gonna be in Phoenix.
Hey, Honix.
Wherever you want to be. So thank you for watching.
If you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
then please subscribe, watch our other shows and channels, and there will be more shows. Just bear with us. There will be more shows. Just give me some time. Subscribe to whathappened.world. You'll be able to see, you'll be able to follow me. I'll still do Facebook. I'll still do Instagram. Like I said, if I can figure out the YouTube live thing on my phone, I'll post that way. If we can figure out, we've done it before where we've done Zoom over the phone. Just Scott has to edit and record. So you might see the show change a little bit. We might switch sides. But I have faith in Scott. Scott is awesome. He can do it. So with that, I want you to live every day, and we will see you at the next show.
Be genuinely positive, live and love life, and please have a good one.
Be crazy, just it remains me.